Lomachenko, and to a certain extent that could be the case. In terms of their training, it is very similar to what these master southpaw boxers do. However, with both being in completely other ends of the weight divisions, Usyk has a
Renowned streaming platform DAZN have just released a video showing how unified heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk is preparing for the unified heavyweight championship match next week. As we approach the fight week, the video showed the Ukrainian in a gym that looks specially designed to make him adapt to Tyson Fury's size and weight.
Look at Usyk's unusual, versatile, but effective training that has got him to the pinnacle of the sport as undisputed cruiserweight world champion and unified heavyweight world champion.
The sparring partners he faced were tall and heavy like Tyson Fury, with his punching bags placed high above his head to ensure he gets accustomed to fighting the Gypsy King, who stands tall at 6 feet, 9 inches. Clearly, the 37-year-old will give up size and weight to his opponent, but has shown before that it doesn't matter in the way he dismantled Anthony Joshua in their first and second bouts and Tyson Fury in their first fight in May. Many questioned how Usyk went about changing his body ahead of his first fight with Tyson Fury, and what he has done since. Hence, DAZN have looked at the weird and wonderful training methods that he uses. Oleksandr Usyk is just 4 days away from his heavyweight unification showdown with Tyson Fury, and the Ukrainian boxer has been training hard behind the scenes. The video opened with Oleksandr Usyk doing physio and aerobic exercises to keep up his athleticism. One thing Oleksandr Usyk is known for, aside from his boxing skills, is his athleticism and how he seems to gain more strength as the rounds go on, compared to other fighters who become fatigued as the fight comes to a close. Derek Chisora recently said about Oleksandr Usyk that he once stayed in a swimming pool for 6 hours, a feat that takes some crazy level of athleticism to achieve. Moving on from his aerobic exercises like jogging, skipping, and the likes, he did some shadow boxing and boxing on the mitts and punching bags. Before he moved to sparring, Oleksandr Usyk tried improving his punch power by doing some weightlifting and bodybuilding exercises.
Yes, 9 months I work. Missed. I missed.
With Fury's size in mind, Usyk is tailoring his training camp accordingly. He has even suggested he may come in a bit heavier than usual. There will be changes in the strategy for the fight, but I'll continue to prepare in the same way, Usyk said on the overlap. I'll do a lot of training, swimming, running, boxing. There will be new workouts because the guy Fury is slightly different. He is big and tall, so his combinations and boxing style will be different. There won't be any less work to do. If anything, there'll be more of it. I will gain the necessary weight to do my job properly. Asked if he thinks Fury is a more difficult fighter than Joshua, Usyk answered in the affirmative. Yes, of course, Usyk said. He has a different style. Fury is more audacious. Usyk also offered a breakdown of his training regime, which is known to be particularly arduous, even by elite prize fighting standards.
Happy New Year. I missed birthday, my son. I missed...
The first workout is at 5 a.m. Mostly it's cardio. Then at noon there is a second workout. If it's in a swimming pool, then I swim at least 2 kilometers in the pool. The main training session is at 6 p.m. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we have sparring sessions. On Saturday, as you have seen today, I run for 10, 15, or 20 kilometers. Sunday is my day off, which I dedicate to praying and going to church. Oleksandr Usyk's footwork, athleticism, and body movements, which seem to be his major weapons, have even become more potent as his new training sessions have revealed. Many boxing professionals who have even lined on Tyson Fury's side of the fence have been forced to decamp after seeing this. Speaking to Seconds Out, former British heavyweight champion David Price said the second fight will have the same result in the same fashion, praising Usyk's unique ability to find another gear when the going gets tough. The rematch will be another Usyk points win. I just think it's going to take something extra special to beat Usyk, or he's going to have to be on the decline, and I just don't think he's there yet. He finds that little bit extra when it's needed and pulls it out the bag. Draw up on something from somewhere. Any difficult fight he's in, the Chisora fight, he just managed to pull away with it at the end. Joshua fights.
I just always feel like Usyk's got like a little bit of extra in the reserves. No matter who he fights, whether it's Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, he just seems to be able to pull that little bit more out of the tank than whoever he's facing.
He just finds that little bit more even when his opponents are at the top of their game, which Joshua was in the second fight. Price, who beat Fury in the amateurs and almost fought him as a pro, looked back on the first fight as the perfect example. Fury was having good success in the middle rounds before Usyk bloodied his nose in the 8th and had him seriously hurt in the 9th.
And I think the fact that he beat him in the first fight, has given him another boost.
And again with the Fury fight, he did it. He was probably behind on the cards, looked like he was struggling at one point, he just found a way to win. Tyson Fury's always been that man, but the one man he couldn't against was the other guy who always finds the way. Same result this time. As detailed by DAZN in an exclusive interview with Usyk, the Ukrainian opened up about his sparring schedule for this mammoth fight with Fury. Usyk's desire to bring the belts back to Ukraine fuels his intense training regime. He spars 15 rounds of 3.5 minutes with 20 seconds rest, accumulating more than 250 rounds during camp.
You have your own big fight later this year. How much are you looking forward to seeing Tyson Fury in the ring again?
He faces a fresh sparring partner every round, having sourced 40 different opponents through his Ready to Fight app, the world's first social platform for professional boxing. The Ready to Fight app, launched by the WBA, IBF, and WBO heavyweight champion in November 2023, has played a crucial role in securing top-level opponents for camp. It's become significantly easier to find sparring partners since we launched Ready to Fight, says Sergey Lapin, who manages Usyk's camp and runs RTF.
Listen, I'm no way Tyson Fury. Now, I'm just the rest.
You're just enjoying yourself here in London.
The Ukrainian went to impressive lengths to find sparring partners who could imitate Tyson Fury ahead of their world heavyweight title unification clash this weekend. The Brit, who stands just a shade under 7 feet tall, is no ordinary heavyweight and presents a number of unique challenges to his opponents. Fury will tower above Usyk when they meet in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on Saturday, and will also enjoy a significant reach advantage in the ring.
Part of team. This is part of team.
Okay, so who's who really quick?
Our team, 80 team members.
Wow, it's a lot.
Yes.
That's a big...
Ahead of the biggest fight of his professional career, Usyk was determined to commit to an intense training regime. Per a news source, the 37-year-old racked up more than 250 rounds of sparring. Typically, these rounds would be 3.5 minutes long with just a 20-second rest period. Finding sparring partners to replicate the man mountain that is Fury was never going to be an easy task, which is why Team Usyk created an app named Ready to Fight. The app has been called the world's first social platform for professional boxing and was launched by Usyk last year.
Big team, a serious.
For city.
Wow.
But half it's the developers.
It's not easy to develop.
According to Oleksandr Usyk's manager, Sergey Lapin, Ready to Fight has played a pivotal role in Usyk's training camp. It's become significantly easier to find sparring partners since we launched Ready to Fight. Instead of calling 100 contacts trying to organize everything, now everything is all in your phone. You have direct access to a manager or a fighter, and everything is transparent. The vast majority of Usyk's sparring partners were actually found through the app. They have come from different countries all over the world. We don't have a connection to, for example, Africa, which we've had a few sparring partners from.
Develop something. But maybe it could be
not easy at all.
Listen, Uber, Lyft, PayPal, everything started and then...
Lapin continued. Without the app, it would have been hard to find guys with the same weight and height as Fury. Of course, there are still guys who Usyk sparred before that came into camp this time as well. The vast majority was found through the app. The revolutionary app even utilizes artificial intelligence technology to match with the best suited fighters based on the parameters given within the app.
Sparring partners showed up. for sure they managed to resolve the
This was evidently useful for Usyk, as there are very few fighters of a similar build to the Gypsy King. As crucial as the app has been in helping Usyk prepare to face Fury, he also believes that the Ready to Fight platform could prove a helpful springboard for young fighters around the world. As a world champion who started his journey from humble beginnings, I am intimately familiar with the challenges that await young athletes along the way. Such a platform can democratize our sport and open doors for talented boxers from all over the world, wherever they live, whatever their background and financial means.
Your own criteria, location, number of rooms, reviews and rating, you can book.
Few men are better positioned to deliver a prediction on Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury II than Fabio Wardley. The British and Commonwealth heavyweight champion has sparred with both men during his rise to the top and is confident about who will get their hand raised when they rematch on December 21st. I think it's a lot of the same, to be honest, he told Boxing Social. I think Usyk will go into the fight with the mindset, like he has done with all of his fights, that just narrow focus, straight on target, on point, not missing the beat, not missing the step. Maybe Fury will say that his camp wasn't ideal, or he wasn't in the best place or the best shape, or whichever else. Who knows? So maybe the loss was what he needed to go right 100% back in, and maybe he comes out differently. Sadly, Tyson Fury's decision to add weight isn't working in his favor at all. Tyson Fury is gearing up for his heavyweight title rematch against Oleksandr Usyk later this month, but some boxing fans have been left concerned by his latest training update. Tyson Fury is gearing up for a highly anticipated rematch with Oleksandr Usyk later this month, and fans are abuzz with predictions after eyeing the Gypsy King's condition. Come December 21st in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the two heavyweight titans will clash once more, rekindling their fierce contest from their initial skirmish this past May. Usyk emerged victorious in their first showdown by a split decision, handing Fury his maiden professional loss, and at age 37, becoming the first since Lennox Lewis to unify the division's titles by snatching Fury's World Boxing Council crown. Yet, Usyk has relinquished the International Boxing Federation belt, now held by Daniel Dubois, opting for Fury over the mandatory challenger.
It was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be, the Usyk fight. A lot easier. People saying, oh, he's a hard man to hit. I was lighting him up 3 and 4 punch combinations, laughing at him.
Tyson Fury has dismissed rumors a poor training camp was to blame for his defeat to Oleksandr Usyk. The heavyweight boxing titans meet again in Saudi Arabia on December 21st following Usyk's points victory over the Gypsy King earlier this year. The build-up to that fight, which was delayed after Fury suffered a brutal cut in sparring, was accompanied by speculation of training camp problems, including suggestions he was dropped. However, speaking during a face-off with DAZN, Fury insisted he enjoyed a fantastic training camp and that he was beaten fair and square by the Ukrainian warrior.
Problem in that fight, I probably had too much fun. It was probably too easy. At times, it was too easy. It was like I was in there with a local amateur boxer. And I was just enjoying it too much and messing around.
The Englishman showed a touch of class to give Usyk his flowers, saying, "Never once have I ever said I had any problems in camp, because I didn't." Tyson Fury's body transformation for Oleksandr Usyk fight surprises boxing fans. I heard a load of dumbheads talking about stuff that I had a lot of problems with in camp, but I didn't have any problems. I had a fantastic training camp. Fury said he was frustrated by those looking for an excuse for his defeat. The 36-year-old added, "He beat me fair and square, give the man his props." I don't understand why people have got an excuse like, "I lost the fight because I didn't train great," or "I lost the fight because the chef didn't cook me the right foods."
And you paid the ultimate price in round 9 where I got a 10-8 round and got clipped. And that's what happens when you have too much fun.
He won the fight, that's it. That's the end of it. There's nothing more to say. There's no excuses. I had a fantastic training camp. I thought I did fantastic in the fight, and he did fantastic. So he got his result. Fair play, end of. There's no more talking to be said. I did nothing wrong and I did everything good. So did he. Despite coming up short in the first fight, Fury says he hasn't made any major changes ahead of the rematch. He said, he got the decision. A split decision. A cat's whisker. If I would have got the decision, great. He got the decision, fantastic. There's not much to say, is there? Am I going to change everything in my camp because I lost a split decision? Hell no. Former boxing world champion Tony Bellew is confident that Oleksandr Usyk will secure another victory in the rematch with Tyson Fury.
Of course he can win, mate. He could land a freaky punch. Anything can happen. But if I'm being totally honest, do I think he'll win? No. I think he'll lose again. And this time, I think he'll lose really, really clearly.
Usyk became the first undisputed heavyweight champion of the world since Lennox Lewis in 1999 when he defeated Fury back in May. The 37-year-old secured a tight split decision win on the judges' scorecards after an epic battle at Kingdom Arena. The official score totals read 115, 112 Usyk, 114, 113 Fury, and 114, 113 Usyk. His Excellency, Turki Alalshik, confirmed that the rematch between Usyk and Fury is being planned for the 21st of December in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Bellew famously fought Usyk for the undisputed cruiserweight crown in 2018. The 41-year-old went on to lose to the Ukrainian via 8th round KO.
For Tyson Fury, because that's one that he can't control. You got to understand, Koo.
While Fury is confident he can win the rematch, Bellew believes Usyk will be too much for the Brit. Asked if the Geispy King can win, the bomber told IFL TV, "Of course he can win. He could land a freaky punch. Anything can happen. But if I'm being totally honest, do I think he'll win? No. I think he'll lose again. And this time, I think he'll lose really, really clearly because Usyk this time will go on the back foot. And that is the worst nightmare for Tyson Fury because that's one that he can't control. You've got to understand, he pressed the whole fight. He walked the 6 feet 9 inches, 20 stone man down. He walked him down and bullied him. He continued. Imagine what he does when he fights to his attributes and fights to his best, because his best is fighting on the back foot.
Stone man down. He walked him down and bullied him. Imagine what he does when he fights to his attributes and fights to his best, because his best is fighting on the back foot.
Anyone who studies him and knows Usyk the way I know him, and I studied him, you'll know that you've got to bring him to you, and that's the way to beat him. But you've got to counter him and feint, and you've got to be able to sharpshoot with him. You've got to be able to box with him. You've got to be able to offset him.
Anyone who studies and knows Usyk the way I know him, and I studied him, is you'll know that you've got to bring him to you, and that's the way to beat him. But you've got to counter him and feint, and you've got to be able to sharpshoot with him.
But you've got to be able to continuously do all these things round after round. I couldn't, because guess what? I got tired. I was messed up after 6 or 7 rounds of doing it. But it's going to take a special guy to do that over 12 rounds. It can be done. There is a way to beat him. But these big boys just can't do it because they don't have the engine to stick with him. Even though Usyk won the first fight with Fury, the decision was split. Their second meeting could be a different type of contest. Serge Lepin from the Ukrainians team is predicting a new physical style from him in this rematch.
All I can do is prepare well, train hard, eat well, go to bed early, wake up early, do the right things, listen to people around me.
His promoter Alex Krasiuk said, "We have the present and we are making the future in the present." After having been so fortunate to see the undisputed heavyweight championship between the two best athletes in the world, seeing them fight for the second time in a row is almost a miracle. Let the best man win again. Tyson Fury's promoter Frank Warren can't wait for his fighter's rematch with Oleksandr Usyk in December. But Fury's team has faith in their fighter. "It was a magnificent fight," said promoter Frank Warren. "The next one I think is going to be every bit as good, if not better. I believe in Tyson. I've believed in Tyson from day one, and I believe he can go and do this in style."
Come through it. For me, I genuinely do believe that there's going to be I think it's going to be a bit. I do believe Tyson will win the fight. Of course, I'd say that.
Brad Jacobs, COO of co-promoters Top Rank, added, "Tyson Fury's at his best with his back to the wall?" Fury himself didn't feel the need to issue a final message. No was his one-word answer when offered the opportunity to do so. While Usyk's final message was simply, yes. He ended the press conference as mysteriously as he arrived. The mental battle between the two, it would seem, has already begun. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.